Hello everyone, this is Storm Over the Desert for the NES, another of Action 52's very finest. Action 52 was a cartridge released in 1991, $200, which would have been getting on for about 150 quid depending on the rate of exchange. In the instruction manual it says, using your tanks, you must avoid the minefield set by the evil army of Saddam Hussein. The evil Satan's army of soldiers will kill you or die trying. Basically you're in a tank and you've got to kill Saddam Hussein's armies. I'm guessing this was made not long after the first Gulf War. That was in early 1991. Not quite sure why the Iraqi tanks are pink. If you painted your tank pink in Iraq you'd probably have your head chopped off. They'd think you were one of those people who are not tolerated in Iraq. Yeah, tolerant, understanding country that it is. And that was Saddam Hussein just now, walked across the screen. There seems to be a lot of Saddam Husseins walking across the screen. There's another one, look at the size of him! No wonder they were scared of him. I don't know why there are so many of them. I think he did have a load of doubles or something like that. Apparently he wanted to die like a soldier. So what, would they dip him in a giant egg or something? I'm not sure how many levels there are in this game, but backgrounds apart they're more or less identical. Yeah, that was the Iraq War in 1991. Yeah, they managed to free Kuwait, so instead of being run by a mass murdering dictator, it went back to being run by a mass murdering dictator who answered to the CIA, which is obviously much better. I don't know whether you have to shoot a certain number of tanks and people to get into the next level, or whether it's just time, but this gets really tedious. I'm just going to have to cut to the next level. And here we are, level 3, and that took long enough. And there he is again. Infidels! When they captured Saddam Hussein, he said he wanted to be hung like a soldier. Is that a polite way of telling us he had a really small cock? That Saddam Hussein sprite was actually reused in one of the other Action 52 games. It was an enemy character in a game called Cheetah Men. Why are those boxes all got X's on them? What are the little kisses? Yeah, Saddam Hussein, here's some more weapons. Love and hugs, the British government. Allegedly. I'm sure some of you out there have got plans for your future, so I'm going to have to edit this playthrough. I'll cut straight to the next level. And here we are, level 4. It's more or less the same, except those boxes are in a different order. The Gulf War back in 1991 actually affected the running order of the episodes in Series 4 of Red Dwarf. Originally that one called Meltdown was the first episode. And I think that one with Ace Rimmer was the second episode. They both had military type characters in them though, so they had to be put back. Same with some of the episodes of The Bill. There were 3 episodes of that were put back. Not quite sure why, there's something really reason for it. I had to edit this playthrough, because originally it took over 11 minutes for the first 4 levels. I mean, for most of that you're just sitting in a tank doing absolutely nothing. It just gets really tedious. There is absolutely no variety in it whatsoever. The tank is just so, and because the enemies appear at random, it's often difficult to get anywhere near them before they disappear. I don't think Storm Over the Desert is quite the right title for this game. More like sit there bored shitless over the desert.
He's mad, I got fruitcake in my brain.